Next po. Human anatomy. Next. The content of the lesson are human anatomy and branches of anatomy. Next po. Human anatomy is the scientific study of the morphology of the adult human. It is subdivided into gross anatomy and microscopic anatomy. Anatomy came from the Greek word anatome, which means dissection. Anatomy is the branch of biology concerned with the identification and description of the structure of organisms and their parts, while human anatomy came from the Greek word ana, which means up, and tomia, which means to cut. Human anatomy is often defined as the study of structure in the human body. Anatomy focuses on the description of form or how body structure at different levels look. Gross anatomy, also called topographical anatomy, regional anatomy, or anthropotomy, is the study of anatomical structure that can be seen by unaided vision. Microscopic anatomy is the study of minute anatomical structure assisted with microscope and include histology, which is the study of organization of tissues, and cytology, which is the study of cells. Next po. So, as you can see in the PowerPoint, this is Edwin Smith. He created the Edwin Smith Papyrus. The Edwin Smith Papyrus is a medical treatise from ancient Egypt. This papyrus is named after Edwin Smith, the American collector of antiques who purchased the papyrus. The Edwin Smith Papyrus is notable for the oldest known surgical treatise in the world and casts some light on the medical knowledge possessed by the ancient Egyptians. Sometimes we do things that we just feel like doing without knowing the significance of what we are doing. Edwin Smith was in a similar situation. He was an Egyptologist and he happened upon a papyrus scroll which he thought would be relevant to what he was doing. Looking at it, he couldn't really decipher what it meant. He held onto it until his death in 1906, at which point his daughter donated it to the New York Historical Society. Only then, after he died, they realized what the papyrus was. Next po. The next topic is branches of anatomy. Next po.
Gross anatomy deals with the structure of the body that are visible to the naked eye. Structures such as bones, digestive organs, or skin can be examined historically by means of cadaveric dissection. Cadaveric dissection provides an unparalleled understanding of the human body. It is but one way to explore the human form. So, sa gross anatomy is dito nakikita yung mga structures ng organ such as muscle, bone, digestive organ, or skin. Doon naman sa cadaveric dissection, ito yung traditional way of teaching anatomy or anatomical structure by using a human body. Next. Next po. Microscopic anatomy or histology is the branch of biology which studies the microscopic anatomy of biological tissue. Histology is the microscopic counterpart to gross anatomy which look at larger structure visible without a microscope. So, ang microscopic anatomy is gumagamit siya ng microscope to examine the smallest structure of the body like tissue, cell, and molecules. Next. Next. Cell biology, cytology, and cytogenetics is essentially branch of genetics, but is also part of cell biology, cytology, subdivision of human anatomy. Thus, that is concerned with how the chromosome relate to cell behavior, particularly to their behavior during mitosis and meiosis. Mitosis, it is a single cell divided into two daughter cells, and meiosis is a special type of division. Next. Surface anatomy is the study of the external features of the body, deals with anatomical features that can be studied by sight without dissection. Dito pinag-aaralan yung mga panlabas na organ like eyes, lungs, and ear. Next po. Radiological anatomy is where human anatomy knowledge meet chemical practice. It gathers several invasive methods of visualizing the inner body structure. The most frequently used image modalities are radiography, X-ray, computed tomography, CT, and magnetic resonance imaging, MRI. Ay, developmental anatomy, embryology. It deals with the study development of the fetus during the gestational period, while developmental anatomy deals with the various systematic development occurring in the organism with age. Pinag-aaralan dito yung pag pag ano pag paglaki ng fetus. Next. Hirap naman.